The latest move against Sydney's Underworld saw Taskforce Falcon unleash one of its biggest strikes yet, charging 6 people and freezing more than $12 million worth of suspected criminal assets in a sweeping day of action under Strike Force Kersley.
Police search warrant, open the door! 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 Hurry up!
Just after sunrise on Tuesday, 2nd of December, nearly 150 officers moved into position across the city. Detectives from Falcon led the operation, backed by the Raptor Squad, Specialist Regional Units, and the NSW Crime Commission. What followed was a coordinated surge of raids, compliance checks, and arrests that stretched from the CBD to the western suburbs. 10 warrants were executed across suburbs including Marylands, Barangaroo, East Hills, Georges Hall, Bankstown, Wetherill Park, and North Sydney. At the same time, officers carried out 11 firearm prohibition order checks at properties in Barangaroo, Roselands, Concord, Millers Point, and other key locations. By the end of the day, 6 alleged members or associates of the criminal network called Afghani Crew were in custody. Among them was Ali Jundi, 35, arrested in Georges Hall, accused of drug supply, deception offences, handling criminal proceeds, and refusing to comply with digital evidence orders. He was refused bail as investigators moved quickly to freeze millions in assets believed to be linked to him. Later details described him as a wealthy Sydney businessman accused of falsifying his income to secure a multi-million-dollar home loan while quietly operating within the city's underworld. Police claim he has close links to the Afghan Crew. During the raid, officers seized multiple high-end vehicles from his home, and the Crime Commission launched unexplained wealth proceedings aimed at clawing back more than $12 million they believe came from criminal activity. He is now facing a range of serious charges that include commercial drug supply, dealing in criminal proceeds, drug possession, and providing false information under a digital access order. Investigators allege he allowed members of the Afghan Crew to use cars from his luxury hire fleet. However, his legal team insists he is not part of the group and put forward a $500,000 surety to secure his bail, which court accepted and granted him bail with tight conditions that limit his use of encrypted apps and prevent him from contacting specific individuals. In Bankstown, officers arrested Nadal Alameddine, 38, who was taken into custody over alleged weapon offences. Another arrest unfolded in Wetherill Park, where a 28-year-old woman, Rhea Diab, was arrested and charged with using false documents and failing to provide access to digital evidence. In Barangaroo, officers arrested 27-year-old Mohammed Maqsood over drug supply and prohibited substance charges.
Police search warrant, open the door! Police search warrant, open the door! It's the police, open up!
That's all, go here, they're not done.
Police search warrant, police search warrant, police search warrant, police search warrant.
That's all, go here, they're not done.
Nia Jackson Gamrawi, 27, was arrested in San Souci, and Ahmed Gamrawi, 22, was also arrested in Bankstown on firearms, weapon, and drug-related allegations. Nia is believed to be a former Miss Lebanon emigrant Australia, and won her crown in 2016. She also made it to the news in 2018 when she was sentenced to 2 years in prison for supplying methamphetamine. At that time, the district court heard that her drug dealing was motivated by money, supported by a series of incriminating text messages showing repeated sales. She then pleaded guilty to 1 count of supplying a prohibited drug. Inside the properties, police uncovered a snapshot of the wealth and reach of the network. Phones and devices were seized alongside prohibited weapons, drugs, restricted substances, and about $21,000 cash. Luxury watches and jewelry were collected as evidence, each piece adding to the picture of an organized group living well beyond legitimate means. The New South Wales Crime Commission then stepped in, seizing some of the most striking assets of the operation: a Rolls-Royce Ghost worth around $600,000, a Lamborghini Huracan of $600,000, and a 2024 BMW XM valued at $300,000. Soon after, authorities issued restraining orders and launched unexplained wealth proceedings worth a massive $12.4 million against the alleged ringleader from George's Hall. The operation marked another high-impact blow to the network, showing that police are not only targeting drugs and weapons but also the fortunes built behind them. And on the same time, authorities also uncovered one of Sydney's most alarming underground weapons setups, charging 2 men after seizing 15 illegal handguns and a stockpile of homemade weaponry under Strike Force Lam. What began as a routine warrant in Bardwell Park quickly spiraled into the discovery of a fully fledged firearms manufacturing network stretching across multiple suburbs. During one raid at a storage unit in Kingsgrove, officers found an AR-15 rifle, an SKS semi-automatic rifle, and a Smith & Wesson revolver. There were also 169 rounds of ammunition, a pile of 3D printed high-capacity pistol magazines, and extra parts such as frames and slides. The AR-15 is the civilian form of the M16 used by the United States military and is well known for its use in multiple mass shootings overseas. A second location in Bardwell Park held more weapons, and police arrested a 39-year-old man at that address. Another major breakthrough happened at a commercial address on Forest Road in Arncliffe, where police discovered a full-scale underground weapons workshop. They found an industrial CNC mill used to machine metal, a 3D printer, and large amounts of parts including barrels, slides, magazines and ammunition. Officers described the setup as a significant production site for weapons being sold into the underworld. Later that day, the police helicopter, highway patrol and dog squad came together to stop a white Toyota van on Camden Valley Way. Inside the van, officers located 2 privately made firearms inside a green duffel bag. A folding semi-automatic style rifle with missing parts was located in a gray box. There were also magazines, banana clips loaded with rounds, and 6 silencers or silencer components. A bum bag inside the vehicle contained a revolver, and the driver had more than $4,000 in cash. A 29-year-old man was arrested. Both men now face a long list of serious firearm charges, including possessing unregistered pistols, prohibited weapons, ammunition without a license and participating in a criminal group. Each was refused bail and will remain in custody as the investigation continues. The case has exposed a sophisticated firearms pipeline operating out of suburban Sydney, showing how 3D printing, illegal parts and industrial machinery are being used to quietly produce weapons for the criminal market. Police say more arrests are expected as Strike Force Lam follows the trail. These operation comes amid a troubling trend of youth recruitment into these networks, with teenagers being lured as wannabe assassins via social media and encrypted platforms. Since 2021, Sydney has seen over 25 organized crime-related murders, with 20 solved through efforts like Taskforce Falcon. The Al-Madeen network's internal rifts, including the formation of splinter groups like G7, have only intensified the violence. Little is known about the Afghani Crew, but detectives believe they have emerged as a fresh and ruthless hit squad hired to settle scores in a brewing underworld civil war between the Al-Madeen network and former loyal enforcers from KVT. Police say this crew has risen almost out of nowhere, offering violent services for huge payouts while moving in and out of the gang conflict like ghosts. They have been tied to several attempted hits throughout 2025 and are suspected of carrying out attacks on behalf of whoever pays the highest price, whether that means siding with the syndicate or striking against it. Reports also suggest that the group is feeding a growing pattern of ethnic-based tensions across the city, with Lebanese, Kurdish and Afghan factions battling for control of drug money and territory. Their appearance has forced police to widen their crackdown on Sydney's criminal networks, warning that this new crew is adding fuel to an already volatile war. Taskforce Falcon was stood up by the NSW Police State Crime Command in late May 2025 in direct response to a sudden and sustained surge in organized crime violence across Sydney. What began as a string of tit-for-tat shootings and firebombings between rival networks quickly threatened to spiral into a full-scale underworld war. Rather than allow the bloodshed to escalate, the government and police leadership took decisive actions. 13 separate strike forces were collapsed into one unified operation and given extraordinary resources. Led by Detective Superintendent Jason Box, one of the state's most experienced homicide and organized crime investigators, Falcon now fields more than 150 detectives and specialist officers, including Raptor Squad members, drug squad operatives and analysts from the NSW Crime Commission. It operates on two parallel fronts: a traditional investigative arm that pursues every murder, attempted murder and arson with relentless forensic and intelligence work, and a proactive suppression arm that conducts high-visibility patrols, stop and search operations, firearms prohibition order checks and immediate asset seizures the moment a target is identified. In the 7 months since its creation, Falcon has charged dozens of individuals, seized tens of millions of dollars in cash, luxury cars and property, and dramatically slowed the pace of public place shootings. Its message to Sydney's criminal networks is blunt and unambiguous: every participant, from the 15-year-old lookout to the syndicate head who places the contract, will be hunted, arrested and stripped of the wealth that funds the violence. While this crackdown represents a victory for law enforcement, experts warn that Sydney's underworld is resilient, with new alliances forming as old ones crumble. The targeting of the Afghani Crew signals a shift in focus toward emerging ethnic-based groups, but the root causes, drug demand, economic inequality, and immigration challenges, remain unaddressed. As investigations continue, the city holds its breath, hoping this operation marks the beginning of the end for these violent syndicate. If you're looking for more exciting and eye-catching regular bikie and organized crime updates, don't hesitate, smash that subscribe button, spread the word rapidly, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments section. You can also show your support by hitting the super thanks button, to keep the grind alive and the updates rolling, or tap the yellow buy us a coffee button. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay awesome and take care. Wu-Tang.